The last is R. R stands for the role of rules. Rules should be followed without violating, changing, manipulating, or creating any conflict in conscience. See, when business environment undergoes changes, we should recognize the cause for such changes. If we change the type of raw materials from one level of quality to another, the market for the merchandise also changes. You see, Swami is talking production management. If the quality is exceptional, whatever be the state of other variables in the business environment, we will not face any unfavorable consequences. Swami is talking about the power of quality products and services. Our business environment, which comprises various elements such as the market, factory, workers, and raw materials, should be properly studied. So the role of rules within an institution and our life is very important. Role of rules within the institution, within the company, we all know. Within our institutions, there are certain do's and don'ts. Most often the youth have a habit of asking why. Very good habit. Please ask. But then also be ready to listen to the answer and understand the context in which some of these rules were put into place. Pariprashna is very good. Pratiprashna is not desirable. What Arjuna did with Krishna is pariprashna. He is asking questions to Krishna. Why should I do this? Why should I not do this? How can I overcome this? All of these are asked with the desire to improve yourself. Pratiprashna is with a desire to challenge the opposite person. We are not here to challenge anybody. We are here to live a life as inspired by the message of our master. And everything within the organization, all rules and regulations have been put into place based on the guidelines which Swami has given. We only need to understand the logic behind the guidelines and try and change our mindset so that we can also resonate well with those guidelines. I remember the importance of seniority and hierarchy when Swami was bringing us to Sundaram in the Atirudra Mahayagna. Swami called us in the interview room and he told us that we are going to Atirudra Mahayagna. It's a very big program. They have got a big place for the yajna and all the arrangements, and Swami was full of praises with all the work the Tamil Nadu Seva organization was doing in the organizing of Atirudra Mahayagna, the scale at which it was done, the precision and perfection with which it was done, the kind of traffic arrangements that were given. I still remember it was like a presidential convoy. All the roads were blocked all across Chennai. When Swami's convoy used to come in all these heavy traffic roads, I have seen when Swami's convoy, because we used to be like the Nandi behind Shiva. You get the treatment which Shiva gets because you are in the same temple. So they will put flowers on Shiva, then they'll also put remaining flowers on you because you are in the same premise. So that's the kind of benefit you get when you are with Swami. So the snake on the neck of Shiva is venerated. The same snake in the jungle is, you know what happens. So we have seen firsthand the kind of arrangements and the kind of discipline which was followed across and the kind of level at which the entire Atirudra Mahayagna was organized. So in anticipation of that, Swami was already telling us all of that. And then in that interview, after all the arrangements, all the discussion, Swami looked at Mr. Giri and said, please tell Madras Srinivasan, who is the All India President, who was the main organizer here. He said, please tell Madras Srinivasan that I want to get these 5 boys to give speeches with me in Atirudra Mahayagna. If he can make arrangements for their stay in Sundaram and for their travel with me in the plane. Swami could have said, tell Madras Srinivasan that these 5 boys are coming with me and travel and accommodation arrangements need to be made. Instead, Swami is telling Mr. Chakravarti to request Madras Srinivasan to make these arrangements. See, hierarchy. You don't barge into the house of the host who has made arrangements for you with 20 additional people. You ask him whether he has the capacity to make arrangements. And it was difficult. It was definitely difficult. Because Swami was informed in advance, and our brothers here who were involved know. Brother Trimurti, he was there on duty, I know. We were staying in that book stock room because Swami had asked that 10, 12, and in the earlier years, boys used to sleep here. But once Swami's movements were restricted, we couldn't use this part. So, because Swami had informed in advance, we were staying in that room. So, the kind of empathy a leader should have and the important of role of rules in this. Then next thing Swami said, the Vice Chancellor was there. Swami said, will these 5 boys be able to get leave for 2 weeks to come with me to Chennai? Swami is asking the Vice Chancellor whether these 5 boys can be given leave for 2 weeks to come to Chennai with Swami. For 2 years also we are willing to take leave to get such an opportunity. Isn't it? But you see the importance of rules. You have to ask. You have to inform. You have to respect the hierarchy. You have to be sensitive to the organizational requirements. It's a well-oiled machine. The stomach gives the information to the mouth, I cannot take any more food. And then the mouth tells the hand, I cannot let you put any more food in my mouth. You see how the Swami always used to say, the proper study of mankind is man. How mankind should behave should be learned from how the human system is behaving. When we are interested in having some fruit from the tree, the mind tells the hand that I want to have the fruit. The hand bends down, takes a stone, hits it, fruit comes down. That fruit is bitten. That goes into the mouth, that goes to the stomach. The stomach digests it and spreads it to the whole body, and the mind gets the signal that I am happy. Seamless coordination between all aspects of the body. The hand doesn't say that I have broken it so the stomach can't eat it. The stomach doesn't say I have digested so the rest of the body can't get energy. If the society wants to know how to function effectively, it has to learn the message of coordination and synchronization from the human body. Each does his or her role best so that all can benefit in totality. Each takes to his requirements so that all gets to their requirements. Because as Mahatma Gandhi said, there is enough for everyone's need, but not enough even for one man's greed. This is the role of rules in business, in society, and in Satyasai Seva organization. I'll conclude with the message which Swami always used to give. In the army, not Atirudra Mahayagna, our defense forces, and hats off to them. And this is one thing I must share. There were 2 categories of people. If Swami sees them in darshan line, he will always go to them. 2 categories. One, anyone from the defense forces in uniform. Swami will go. And second, if Swami sees a genuine sannyasi, he will go. Why? Because both these have given up themselves for you and me. The army is spending time on the borders. The army is spending time on the borders, on the shores and in the air so that you and I can celebrate our lives in the rest of the country. When we are having a wonderful nap on a Sunday afternoon, they are sitting in minus 25 degrees in the Siachen glacier, even without a wink, so that we can remain a sovereign country. We can celebrate our life, our success, our existence, and we owe that to those lakhs of army men who don't even bat an eyelid before giving their life for the sake of the nation. At least for their sake, let us lead more meaningful and purposeful lives. If they are able to give their entire life for the sake of the country, though they get salary, how much is the salary? minuscule compared to the kind of tension and worry in which they are living. But it is not money which motivates them. It is their desire to serve their nation and protect the integrity and sovereignty of the motherland for which they are living. If we are able to give even few hours of our week for serving the same motherland in our own way, then our lives are far more meaningful. Same is the case with the sannyasi. The sannyasi has given up everything in the world so that he can focus or she can focus on the well-being of the society through spirituality. So Swami had given this example, just like an army man needs to know two things. One is, you need to know how to use the gun. Even if it is a cook, when there is shortage of manpower, they have to come in the front line and have to defend themselves. Second, everybody has to know marching. Swami had said this, every army person has to know how to handle the gun and how to do marching. Swami said similarly, every Sai devotee should have two minimum requirements for being called a Sai devotee. One is love for God. Second is service to society. These are the two quintessential identities of every Sai devotee and every Sai youth. The love for God should be manifest in everything that we do, even how we treat the ant which is going by our side. If we see a mosquito, does our hand go to kill it? Or do we just do like this so that it goes away? Because in that mosquito also there is the Atma. The mosquito doesn't know what it is doing, but we know what it is doing. To the extent possible, can we not avoid killing it, but ensure that the window is open and the mosquito goes out? Or better still, have prevention, have mosquito net and do several other things. That sense of love for God, if it is manifest in non-violence in everything that we do, then that is the highest form of love for God. Love for God is not seen by offering flowers, fruits, incense sticks and other things to the idol. Swami had said in one of the discourses, we think that God wants fruits, flowers, agarbatti, dhupam, deepam, naivedyam, all of this. No. Man is giving all these things to God because man likes all these things. We like velvets, we like flowers, we like perfumes, we like lights. So we think God is our extension, so God also likes all this. Swami said, no, God does not want any of these things. God wants only one thing. You should take care of the lowest levels of His own creation, those who do not have the resources, facilities, skills, abilities like you have, and help them. So that love for God has to be transformed into service for society. I think that is the greatest objective which the Satyasai Seva organization and Swami has placed before us. There was once, Swami was upset with the students and the Vice Chancellor. I'll conclude with this experience. Swami was upset with the students and the Vice Chancellor was pleading with Swami, Swami, please forgive them. They are, after all, your students. This age, this stage, so and so forth. Swami said, Professor Sampath was the Vice Chancellor. This was around Professor Sampath, 1992. Yes, correct. 91, 93, so 92. Yes, our brother was a student at that time. So Swami said, do you know why I am angry with them? Swami's best thing was, so Vishnu had the chakra and Shiva had the Trishula and Swami had no weapon. So what he would do, he'll stop talking to you. No, he won't slap. Our brother here will say, Swami will slap. If Swami was slapping, most of us wouldn't have been around. Shirdi Baba used to do that. Swami rarely did that. In a very, very extreme occasion. One in a 1 lakh case. No, Swami believed in a far more difficult weapon, which is more painful than this. He will stop acknowledging your existence. He will just stop acknowledging your existence. He won't talk to you. He won't look at you. He will pass by you, but he will behave as if you don't exist. He will look through you. If he wants to make you feel that he's not happy with you, he'll look through you. He'll take the letter of the person this side. He'll give Path Namaskar to the person this side. He will smile at the person behind you. And then he will go away as if you don't even exist. And that will make you feel so uncomfortable that why is he not acknowledging my existence? Then what will happen? You will start looking within. What wrong did I do that Swami is not acknowledging my existence? Then you will make efforts to correct yourself. Then you will come back to the track. That was Swami's methodology. So he stopped talking to the boys. So Vice Chancellor was on their behalf pleading with Swami. Swami said, Sampath, do you know what I want them to be? Then he said, I want each of the students to be, he pointed at himself. He said, I want each of the students to be like me. Being like me does not mean wearing orange robe and having black hair and doing material miracles. Being like me means being divine from top to toe in every day of life. That is the expectation and ideal I have from every Sai student and every Sai devotee. But the students are whiling away their time in all trivial pursuits and are not understanding the seriousness of the opportunity I have placed before them. This opportunity will not come again. This opportunity has come after the effort of several lifetimes. This opportunity has come after the effort of so much of investment of sadhana that you have put in so many lifetimes that you have come to this stage. Having come to this stage, don't let this opportunity fritter away. Swami said, when they are frittering away this opportunity, I am angry with them so that they reflect and realize that their objective in life is to become like me and merge in divinity. I guess that is the role the Satyasai Seva organization is playing in front of all of us. Each one of us has got this rare opportunity to be a part of this Seva organization. When Swami started the Seva organization in 1965, he had announced, it was around the Dasara time. In 62 he announced, and 65 he formalized. First there were Bhajan Mandalis and then it moved to the organization. He said, I am starting a Seva organization. And everybody who is a part of the Seva organization, not only their children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren also will be blessed with my grace. But one condition, while you are a part of this organization, I will take lot of tests. Because test is my taste. You have to continue to pass in those tests. Only then will you be able to win my grace. This whole saying or feeling that when Swami was there, we could do seva. Now when Swami is not there, what do we get for doing seva? Is a selfish paradigm. We are not doing seva for Swami's sake. We are not coming to Sundaram for Swami's sake. We are not doing spirituality for Swami's sake. Swami did all of this and created this platform for our sake. We have to be grateful to Swami that he started an organization and gave his name to the organization so that we remain one joint, strong community committed to his ideal and his values for a lifetime. How many of us realize this grand opportunity that we have? How many of us are holding on to it with both our hands? And how many of us are giving our time, resource, our skills and our lives, precious years, so that this organization continues to motivate and inspire the society? There are 600,000 of them, 6 lakh who are doing it. How much sincerity, how much commitment, how much conviction they have, you must need to go to the ground and see. In 2016 alone, the medical camps across India served 22 lakh people, 1 lakh sevadals and doctors and paramedical staff, and not a single rupee contribution by anybody outside. From inside, they contributed about 37 crores and did this kind of seva. That is the power of the Satyasai Seva organization. No advertisement, no invitation, no promotion, no recognition, all devotion. That is the kind of model Swami has placed before us. It is left to each one of us how we want to make the most of this opportunity of being a part of the organization, how we want to make most of this opportunity of being in this human form, and how we want to make the most of this opportunity of having come into contact with Swami in this lifetime, having benefited from his physical presence, having learned his divine message, and wanting to live a meaningful life so that we achieve the objective with which I started. We are born so as not to be born again. Jai Sai Ram.